And this is a remake. This is 100% a remake. So, basically, yeah, let's just get into this. So, basically, from heaven, we go to heaven, I'm guessing. We start from heaven, and we see a figure in a white robe with 9s on it. And he has white hair. And he's got Hyuga eyes. I'll just say the name. It's Hamura. And he's looking down for a reincarnate. He finds one Hyuga, a baby that's half Hyuga and half Uzumaki. And he wants to reincarnate to him. And he does. So yeah, my character is the reincarnation of Hamura Otsutsuki. And for some reason, his hair is black instead of the either blonde or, you know, either the blonde or yellow hair, blonde hair, the blonde or purple hair. Naruto gets suspicious that Hinata, well, he doesn't really get suspicious. He says in his head, Hinata would never cheat on me with somebody else, so why would he have that? Then she looks at his head and says, at his eyes and says, "Oh." Then he has a sigh of relief, saying, "Phew, his eyes are blue, like mine." He's the same age as Boruto, but he's a little bit older by like 5 minutes. His elements are wind style, Nikisa, lightning style, water style, and fire style. He has 4 elements. One day, while he's hanging out, oh yeah, Naruto's in Hokage, because I'm pretty sure Naruto doesn't become Hokage till Boruto's 9. So, when Christian is 5, he's running around the Leaf Village forests but then he runs into a big snake. I'm gonna say it's a python, alright? He runs into a big snake that goes to attack him. But then all he sees is a blue light then the snake's head comes off. He's kind of frightened since he just saw a snake get decapitated. Then he looks to the left and sees a blue wolf that has 12 tails on it. And it's like the light blue. It's like a dark blue, and it's like a glowing effect. He goes, It's basically like Kurama, but with blue, and it's like Madatabi's colors. But he looks like a Kurama, but he's got 9 tails. I mean, he's got 12 tails. He picks it up, and he sees that it's not really injured, but it's sleeping. It's kind of hurt, though, because then he holds it and says, "It's soft," and rubs its head. Then he runs home, saying, "Mom, I found something outside." Hinata says, "What is it?" He says, "It's some kind of animal." He says, "Honey, I told you not to bring in animals." He says, "But this one's different. It's like a glowing blue. It's like a glowing blue fire with some black on it. And it also kind of looks like a fox." He goes. Then she looks at it and says, "What the? Oh, gotta call him no." Then he says, "Naruto, do you mind coming out here?" Naruto says, "Yeah, Hinata, what's up?" He says, "He found this." He says, it looks like a fox, but it also looks like a wolf." Then it turns a little bit bigger. It poofs into like a medium sized. He goes, Then it says, in a deep voice, "Hello." Well, actually, "Hello." Okay, I'm just gonna use my mouth. It says, "Hello." He goes, Christian says, "It can talk." He says, "I couldn't think of a name yet. I'm not gonna give it a name yet." I'm gonna call it. He says, we don't really know your name yet. He goes, Naruto says, how'd you meet him? He says, well, I found him outside in the woods when I was getting attacked by a python, a giant snake. It decapitated it. Naruto then, Hinata activates her Byakugan in anger, saying, you decapitated a snake in front of my child? Whatever. So he said, but then Kurama takes over and says, wait a minute, that's a tailed beast. He goes, ooh, even better. Christian goes, ooh, even better. He goes, wait a minute, is that you, Mr. Fox? He goes, wait, how do you know me? He says, reasons, my friend. He says, also, how are you this smart? You are literally 5 years old. He goes, I don't even know. Boruto wasn't even this smart when he was like 11. He says, well, we're gonna have to seal you in him because Kurama and Naruto and the entire family except for Christian doesn't trust him, so they're gonna seal him inside Christian since they trust that he can handle it. He goes, Naruto creates a tetragram seal and then puts it on him, sealing the wolf in him. And then when he goes into his mindscape, he sees a giant wolf. He goes, big wolf. Then Naruto joins the psyche with Kurama and all the other tailed beasts. He says, who's the little guy down there, Naruto? Saiken says. Naruto says, that is my child. He says, I thought you only had 2 children. He says, I have 3. I told you that. He goes, you only acknowledged Boruto and Himawari. Wait, hold on. Would Himawari be born? Because you don't know how... I'm going to say Himawari is 7. And when it's her birthday, she turns 8. So like the Momoshiki thing, I'm going to say she's about 7 and since Boruto's 11. So yeah, she's like 1. So basically, he'd say, what is your name? He says, guys, give me a second, I gotta think of a name. I'm gonna call him Kitsune. He goes, my name is Kitsune. Okay, that's a little bit of a dumb name, Kurama says. He goes, shut up, you overgrown fox. He goes, well, you're an overgrown wolf. They go, Then, Bean, Christian, runs by Naruto, saying, this we. Then Naruto with a very angered look saying, can you stop fighting? They go, fine. One day he's just hanging out in his room. Well, actually, I'm gonna say a couple of years later, when him and Boruto are 7, Himawari is about 3. Christian and Himawari are pretending to play Tea Party. He just agrees since it's fun. To him, it is. He goes, and instead of using tea, they use orange juice. He goes, Lady Himawari, would you like some more? He goes, yes. Then he goes, then out of nowhere, Boruto accidentally drops something on him. Out of nowhere, something goes spinning out at him. He goes, whoa, and catches it. He says, why the heck is there a giant shuriken flying at me? He says, Boruto! He goes, sorry, I don't even know why I had that. Then when, again, they head out to, I don't know, they're still 5. Then they have a little meeting, all the children, like Inojin, Shikadai, Chocho, Sarda. What's his name again? Oh, what other ones? Yeah, that's basically it, actually. They're all having a play date, having fun. going, woohoo! Then, out of nowhere, a little boy comes walking out. He has yellow eyes, whitish blue hair. He's wearing some kind of weird, he's wearing some, like, kind of robe. And he's kind of sad. Christian walks up to him saying, "Hey, are you okay?" He goes, "No, I'm sad." He goes, "What's wrong?" The kid goes, "I can't find my parent." He goes, "Parent? Did you just forget to put the S at the end, or do you mean just parent?" He says, "Parent." He goes, He says, "What's your name?" He goes, "Mitsuki." He goes, "Oh, that's a nice name." Then a snake falls out and he goes, a snake comes out and he goes, "Ah!" He says, "Why'd you get so..." Mitsuki laughs and says, "Why did you get so scared of the snake?" He says, "Well, when I was last year, a snake attacked me, but then a wolf came and decapitated its head off. That was the most horrifying thing I ever seen." The Christian can release the wolf, the 12-tailed wolf, but he just turns into a baby form. He goes, "What?" Then he says, "Everybody, I want to show you something." They go, "Ooh, let's..." They all look and he goes, and he just spams hand signs going, everyone's shocked, saying he can do those fast. Then he goes, and slaps his hand down, and then a mini wolf comes and he goes, Then he's rubbing it, then he's petting its head. Everyone goes, "Aww." He says, "Naruto, what is that?" He says, "It's a tailed beast." They go, "A tailed beast?" Then they throw a kunai at it, saying, "No, it might hurt him." And they throw it, and then it hits the fox. I'm gonna say, I don't know, Sai. He goes, "Why would you do that? It's good. It's a nice tailed beast." He goes. Then the ground shakes from Christian. He goes. He goes. Naruto tries to put his Sai tries to apologize, but then when he turns around, Christian's eyes are in the Byakugan. He goes, "You hurt Mr. Wolf. Now you will pay." Again gets into the 8 trigram 64 palm stance and goes, Then everyone goes, well, and he goes, 2 palms, 4 palms, 6 palms, 8 palms, 28. Then he's just going, and this actually hurts Sai. He goes, 64 palm, blasting Sai back. He goes, ooh, and then he's knocked out. Everyone just laughed funnily, saying, but then they all start to get scared, because he literally just but then their laughter turns into a scared. He goes, Then he walks towards saying, "You hurt Mr. Fox." He goes, I mean, you hurt Mr. Wolf." He goes, "I'm sorry." He says, "Don't apologize to me. Apologize to him." He goes, "I'm sorry." He goes, "I forgive you." The wolf goes, "I forgive you." He goes, "Wait, you can actually talk?" He goes, Then he brings him over to the other friends. He also says, "Hey guys, I want you to meet somebody." They say, "Who is it?" He says, "Meet my friend, Mitsuki." He says, "Where is he?" He goes, "Mitsuki, where'd you go?" Then he sees Mitsuki. Then I see a little boy peeking from behind a bush. He goes, "Is that Mitsuki?" Pointing to a kid with yellow eyes. He says, "Yep, that's him." Then he rushes over and says, "Mitsuki, come on." He goes, Then he says, "This is Mitsuki." Then a snake comes from his hand. They all start to get scared and they say, "Snakes." They ask who his parent is. Who his parents are. He says, "My parent?" Naruto says, No, parents." He says, "Parent." Remember, they're all 6 years old, so they don't really know a lot. Christian says, whoa, 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 whoa. He doesn't really know. Apparently he has one parent. He says, what is their name? He says, Orochimaru. They're all shocked, saying, Orochimaru? Then Naruto says, get away from him. Now. He goes, nope. He says, get away from him. He says, still no. Just get away from him now. He goes, nope. He says, get away from him. He says, nope. Naruto says, then Naruto goes to grab me, smacks his hand away, saying, I know about your past, Fasha. What if they did this to you? What if they did this to you, huh? Then Hinata starts to get a little bit of a sad face, and some of them all do. He says, leave Mitsuki alone. It doesn't matter who his parent is. He might not be the same as them. So leave him alone. Then he says, let's go, Mitsuki. Then they walk off into the forest. Naruto was kind of heartbroken, because he just got reminded of his past. Then he sits down with Mitsuki in the forest, and then they start to talk. But then a big snake. But out of nowhere, Mitsuki says, lightning style, heavenly cats. Then just blasts it. He goes, that was so cool, while shaking him. He goes, that was so cool. Then Mitsuki goes, he goes, sorry? While scratching his head. He says, teach me. He says, I don't really know how to. I just do it. He goes, Then he says, I know this. Lightning style. He says, you might want to get back. Mitsuki jumps back and he says, lightning stream. Then another snake comes and gets killed by that. He goes, whoa. But then out of nowhere, a rogue ninja rushes towards them. He goes, what do we have here? Naruto Uzumaki's child? And he goes, and then he looks at Mitsuki and says, who the hell are you? He goes, I am Mitsuki, the son of Orochimaru. He goes, Orochimaru? He goes, I'll do him a favor and kill you. He goes, Naruto. Then Naruto says, guys. He says, Naruto? Then he jumps in and then punches. Then he takes a cut to the eye. Then Mitsuki starts to get a little sad and he goes, ah! Activating his first part of Sage mode. Of Sage Jutsu, then kicks him right in the stomach. He goes, then he goes, Laita, heavy cats. Then he starts to beat the crap out of him, going, Then Christian goes into his Byakugan, going, Then they just start beating up the rogue ninja. He goes, Then he goes, But then Naruto says, alright guys, you guys can stop. Then they stop. Then after that, Naruto takes the rogue ninja in, and then when they come back, they see Orochimaru. He goes, Orochimaru! Then powers up into his Kyuubi chakra mode. He says, don't worry, Naruto Uzumaki. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to take my son back. He says, do you think I'm gonna let you take him back? Then Mitsuki walks away with Orochimaru. He says, I'll be erasing all of your memories from ever seeing Mitsuki. Then he erases their memories, going, Even Mitsuki's from ever seeing them. A couple of years later, when Naruto's Hokage, and all that crap. thing is not allowed out of the cage. You don't know. He doesn't possess the Byakugan. He don't possess any of that crap. Not the Jowagon, not the Byakugan. But Hamura is still his reincarnation. Hamura is not his reincarnation. I just don't want to do that. Then he goes, but he does have the 11-tailed, he does have the 12-tailed wolf. And in the academy, and when they first head to the academy, Boruto sees something, an aura on Denki. He says, Christian, can you see that aura on Denki? He says, nope. He says, I can't see none of that. He says, are you seeing things, Boruto? He goes, no, I see something. Then the aura fades. He says, let's follow him. I don't really trust Denki. Then he jumps. Then they jump on the top of a train, going. Ah! Then the train goes off, and then they see Denki acting all weird. Then they jump in. He goes. He goes. I like it like a rock star, living like a moose star. No, I'm kidding. So then he says, Denki, stop. Then they go do all their crap. Then when they're going off the bridge thingy, they go, shoo. He goes, ah, dang it, Boruto, why did we get in this situation? Then they go flying into Naruto's head thing. But first he said Christian Uzumaki, then he was there, then he said Boruto Uzumaki. They say 2 Uzumakis here? They go, shimbang. He goes, ah, shoot. He goes, no, boom. Also, just rethinking about Naruto. How come they didn't see that he looked like the 4th Hokage? How come? Like, they should have... Is the villagers just dumb? Or, like, do they just not know what the 4th Hokage looks like? Because Naruto looks identical to the 4th, but he's just got less hair. I'll be back. Okay, look, Orochimaru tried to erase Christian's memories. To forget Mitsuki. But he didn't erase Mitsuki's memories either. So then then they get suspended for 2 weeks. Except for this part, because